Tate's fans, the Tate protest, the Tate protest went horribly wrong. Everyone thought, obviously, he had like a court hearing thing, and the court hearing apparently went bad. We're gonna get into it. I don't know the full ins and outs, but I've seen like a lot of people outside his prison like doing press ups and stuff like that. Like, how is that gonna make? How are you pushing something good like just by doing press ups? Like, at least like show positivity. Like, that is kind of saying, oh yeah, this guy, he's helping me like be a man and stuff like that. But bro, let's be real. You doing press ups outside a prison ain't gonna help free no one. Yeah. If one of my friends come out my prison and he did a press up, bro, I would disown him right there and then. What are you doing, bro? You get me? But look, a man said Al Jazeera is posting on Tate's thingy. Like, these man do usually post and stuff like this, but Tate supporters rally for brothers ahead of bail hearing in Miami. Look.
Free Top G! Free Top G! Free Top G!
Bro, you know how much of a batty man you have to be to say free Top G. You're calling next man a Top G, guys. Bro, imagine, bro, how can I say it from? Like, you're saying that someone else is like better than you. Like, bro, we're all equal, all the same. Just because he has more money and he did kickboxing before, he's better than you? Nah, bro, we're all human, we're all the same. Free Top G, bro. You're placing him higher than your pops, basically, bro. Let's be real, like higher than your mom and your dad. Calling him Top G, in my opinion, when I hear someone call him Top G, does that mean you're the middle G or you're the bottom G? Like, what the... Guys, this mad thing is a mad thing going on, bro. Free Top G, that's crazy.
Free Top G! 24, 25, 26, 27.
Andrew Tate's probably looking outside his window at this protest, because obviously the protest goes on outside his building, innit? The way he's in, you can see it. And he's probably thinking, what are these guys doing, bro? I wish I could just slap all of them, bro. And how much you want to bet they actually got like paid or like brainwashed to come here, bro? Because what kind of a man are you to come to a protest to say free Top G and do press ups?
Andrew Tate
you're idolizing these people, bro. You don't know if they're innocent or guilty, bro. I get if their family's there trying to do it, but you're fine. Like, people like this guy, bro, is there, bro. Come on, he probably bashes 100 times in bed and listens to Andrew Tate and all his theories and stories, and you get me, and just idolizes Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. Oh my God, brothers. They're brothers, bro. You get me? Like, you're making such a big deal out of them, bro. They're humans like you, my G, bro. Come on, man. Like, bro, if they were such good human beings, they'll convince you to pattern your hairline, fam. But you're here doing press ups outside his freaking prison cell.
As far as I'm aware, he hasn't been proven guilty of anything. He has not been convicted. So I'm here to defend a man who defends men all around the world.
Nothing what a democracy looks like.
This is the lawyer, Andrew Tate's lawyer. Andrew Tate literally hired someone that looks exactly like him, that kind of speaks like him, just to get his point across. But he doesn't really speak like him, but he literally looks like Andrew Tate, bro. Does he not? Just a fat version.
What the UK looks like now. It is a fallen regime. It is a despotic state. It is a state that hates men, that hates Christianity, that hates masculinity, and that hates Andrew and Tristan Tate.
Like, all of his fans just look like him, a lot of them, bro. You get what I'm trying to say? Even his lawyer, he specifically picked him out to look like him, I'm pretty sure, bro. Come on. But look, we're going to get into this little video. It's Sneako actually talking about the Free Tate protest, and it actually apparently proved everything that Sneako said about Tate right. You get me? So, Sneako and Tate were like really close, like before. You get me? And since all this stuff came out about him, Sneako was already trying to distance himself from him, but then man fully fell out, and then Andrew Tate started saying, "Oh, Sneako, was back in the days he was trying to get in bed with me, trying to basically call Sneako gay," which I don't know how true that is, but Sneako fully denies these allegations, saying, "Bro, this is just what's it called when you this is slander." He's trying to say this guy's just slandering me, that he's got no proof. He's just trying to say this. You get me? And then all of the Tate fans obviously gonna believe it, but Sneako literally, whenever he talks about Tate, I can't lie, everything comes right. Like when I listen to some things that he says, it actually makes sense. You get me? Look, let's hear him out.
at the time that Andrew Tate was innocent. I thought that some of the accusers were trying to get money, and I believed that it was a matrix attack. And I did believe it back then. But as I looked into it more, and I look at the new charge with child, and I've done a deep dive, it's clear that this is not just a specific matrix attack, probably guilty of a lot of these things.
Well, finally, it only took you about 4 years platforming him to the young, impressionable audience, him snaking you, doing all these things behind your back, only for you to come back around to a side that realizes that he might be a bad person. Thank you, Sneako, for finally realizing that Andrew Tate is a bad person after all the years of damage. Just thank you. The infamous Tate brothers are being held in federal custody in Miami, Florida, because they have done some things that are just outrageous. Not necessarily new, but they are outrageous. And with the hearing being pushed back to August 27th, their supporters have come around them and decided to wrap them in a blanket or a cloak of support that would have them feeling like they are loved to the nth degree, and that these people are there to see them seek justice.
Free top T! 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 Free top T!
How many of them look like each other, bro? Like, how many of them look like Andrew Tate?
Free top T!
One here.
Free top T! Free top T! Free top
One here, look.
T! Free
Another
top
Andrew Tate right here.
T!
Another one here.
Look at this group of losers. This is just the most embarrassing thing that I've ever seen in my life. This rally literally turned into people bringing testosterone shots outside, people doing push-up contests to show how masculine they are.
24, 25, 26, 27.
The lawyer of Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate cutting a WWE promo front and center because he needs some sort of attention. It's a really weird and interesting sight.
Nothing what a democracy looks like. And that is what the UK looks like now. It is a fallen regime. It is a despotic state. It is a state that hates men, that hates Christianity, that hates masculinity, and that hates Andrew and Tristan Tate.
And of course, this hosted the usual loser suspects of people that you would think would be supporting Andrew Tate. Of course, Myron Gaines is out there on the front lines showing his support for his guy, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate in this situation. You also have fellow
Myron's there. Myron's like, I don't know, he seems like a cool guy, innit? But he's just trying to probably just show his loyalty for Tate. I mean, everyone's going against him. It just sounds like he's a good Muslim brother, innit, at the end of the day.
The front lines, showing his support for his guy, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate in this situation. You also have fellow Red Pill top G, Justin Waller, out there supporting his guys, the Tate brothers, you know, standing in arms with them. But there is a name that is not out there with them. Arguably one of the more impactful names in all of Andrew Tate's whole career, and that's Sneako. Sneako is at home realizing in real time that ultimately the things that he has done has been disgusting by supporting Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate based off of the charges being levied against him and all of the evidence that is piling up. And honestly, I think Sneako's whole assessment on everything, the charges and the protests, kind of summarize exactly where the state of the Red Pill community is. And I think Sneako, who for what it's worth is one of the biggest supporters and backers of the Red Pill community during its rise and ascension, and has a great assessment on the overall state of the Red Pill community. From the charges to the protests, he puts it pretty soundly exactly where the Red Pill community is. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's going to go a long, long way for the channel. The race to 200 is on and we're almost there. Now, back into the video.
And I wish I saw it earlier. I was kind of blinded by, you know, the idea that we're speaking truth, this resisting the slave mind, the matrix. I did believe in that stuff. And it's a lot of it is a cult. And you can see some of these people are still in that cult. They believe that they're demons or trying to stop testosterone, so they're doing push-ups on the sidewalk at the age of 40 years old. It's embarrassing. No, you're 50. What are you doing? And I admit I was wrong.
And what I think is actually a bold move from Sneako, he does come to the internet and admit something that a lot of people can't do. That his actions, his belief system, and what he was pushing was wrong in the past. It's not just the stuff with women that has Sneako now believing that, you know, Andrew Tate and his ways were wrong. It's also the stuff with children. It's also the way that he goes about treating his friends. It's the entire framework and ideology and picture that Andrew Tate has been trying to paint over the past couple of years that now has what I think was his biggest and most vocal and most important supporter now questioning the validity of who he is. The reason why I think the Sneako of it all is so important is because he was a guy who championed Andrew Tate. I tried to explain this to my fiance the other day about how important Sneako was to the rise of Andrew Tate, but he, in my opinion, is literally the person who introduced Andrew Tate into such a young and impressionable audience through Sneako and had him be somebody who at one point in time got his name bigger than Donald Trump and Kim Kardashian. But now in 2026, the relationship has totally fallen apart and changed. And these newfound charges, these old charges, but just brought back to the forefront in a different way, have made Sneako disavow Andrew Tate in a way that I think is honestly great. And so now as Sneako is sitting at home watching these losers do this protest for Andrew Tate, he can only sit back and reflect, because maybe a year ago, he would have literally been on those same front lines, doing the same push-ups, having the same cardboard signs.
He definitely would have, bro. But obviously, he realized what Andrew Tate really is and what he stands for. You get me? Being a fake person, like, you get me? He doesn't stand on what he believes, but he got sold out by the Jews and all sorts, fam. But yeah, he clocked it and he distanced himself, which was the right thing to do.
Getting the same promos for a guy who should be going to jail for a long time based off these charges.
I should have known that like this event was gonna draw so many fucking cop chasers. Bro,
nigga, 30 people showed up. Raw protest. I told you the niggas is done, bro. I told you the Red Pill is dead. You know how much pushback I got for that? When I said the Red Pill is dead, they all started crying. This is proof. This protest here, and why I wanted to do the stream, is to show you this is the finale of this Red Pill cringe era. These incel who hate women and don't really have any sort of universal idea. The red pill is dead. It's done.
Now, for what it's worth, Sneako, you did bring these guys to the forefront in the mainstream. At least you aided in doing it, but it's good that you're spinning the block. And I think that you're absolutely right. These people are hanging on by a thread because of years of being exposed for being fraudsters, scammers, people who don't actually live the life that they say they live, and with little to no male improvement tracked back to the teachings that they've had. But this is great. Like, one of the biggest supporters who has come out of this era is disavowing this whole movement in public. And the reason why he's clowning them is because his point is being proven by a protest that's supposed to support Andrew Tate. This is the quote by Miami Times reporter Natasha Yee. The smattering of millennial men gathered in the 90-degree heat appeared to span nearly every race and ethnicity, clutching homemade cardboard signs with messages like, "Thank you, Andrew Tate, for teaching us bravery." And the Tates are heroes to millions, though only about 30 of those millions appeared to make it downtown Miami on Thursday.
Andrew Tate is not, as far as I'm aware, he hasn't been proven guilty of anything. He has not been convicted. So I'm here to defend a man who defends men all around the world.
Now, to be fair to Andrew Tate, he didn't tell the clowns to come out to support him. He did not tell the people to come and do the protest to be a shit show. All he asked for was his fans and his supporters, his true supporters, the true people that believe in the top G, to come out and support him and do a protest. Now, ultimately, are his fans and supporters clowns? Maybe that's true. If you look at the clips or any sort of writing about this protest, it's clear as day that more people that were involved were probably there for some sort of viral moment of it all.
Then the captain came down last night and he was looking me in the eye like he wanted to hit me with a billy club. I said, are we okay? I said, man to man, you understand, I'm their attorney. I have a right to be here. Like, you understand that we're litigating for them, and you understand that we're going to shine a light into this prison. And yeah, this, yeah, that, yeah, this, you know, all fat, gut hanging over his belt. They're all a bunch of fat asses in there with no life, and they're all broke, and they hate us, and that's just the way it is.
I don't even...
He's talking about the prison guards like that, and he thinks they're going to treat Andrew Tate correct. He's saying all the prison guards are fat and ugly and stuff like that, bro. If that goes to my lawyer, bro, when I come out of jail, this guy's getting smoked.
That's a real lawyer. I think that's just some bodybuilder that they put inside of a suit and told him to wear sunglasses. What's funny to me is that, like, all of this contradicts a good bit of the teaching that Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have been trying to display for the past couple years. Them doing synchronized push-up protests and then putting in a tweet, "This is what the Matrix fears," is some of the weakest. Doing synchronized push.
This is Andrew Tate's fans. Look at this guy here.
Protest, yeah? And then
this is literally Andrew Tate's fans. Bro, if Andrew Tate was really doing something good for you, he would tell you to fix your teeth. He would tell you, you get me? He'll make you money to fix that little tooth gap that you got, bro. You get me?
In a tweet, "This is what the Matrix fears," is some of the weakest shit I have ever heard. Mind you, these are the people that talk about the wokeness of the world, and they criticize like all the BLM protests and all the marching that they did, but literally these guys look like doofuses outside doing this stuff.
This is what the Matrix fears. These man are what this is what the Matrix fears.
Bombocard!
People like this guy here. This lawyer and the other guy with no teeth. Bro, this is crazy.
And Justin Wall, all these people associated with it do have a bunch of different supporters. But for whatever reason, anytime these guys try to galvanize any sorts of troops, it always has something questionable that goes along with how many people actually came there. One reporter that's pro-Tate quoted that there were thousands of people. The Miami Times and this other account quoted that there were dozens to maybe 30 people. And every video that I see, I'm not gonna lie, this is just based off of what I've seen. It's not a lot of people at all. It literally looks like less than like a high school.
Yeah, this guy is literally Andrew Tate's biggest supporter, biggest fan. This is the production of what Andrew Tate does to people. Like, it makes people like this. If Andrew Tate was really like someone that you looked up to, he should be telling you to fix yourself and make some money, because right now you look like you're a bit finished from
at any given time. And depending on the high school that you go to, I might even be gassing it, because that's a pretty big showing. Now, I don't know if it's because these top G disciples are so broke that they can't actually afford to get to Miami, because they're so busy sending their
he's about to say they're so busy sending all their money to Andrew Tate. La hawla wala.
Money to Andrew and Tristan Tate to put on their books so they can pay for ramen noodle packets so they're not having to do push-ups and clean laundry while they're in jail, or if it's because people aren't proud enough to show their faces to let the world know that they actually do support Andrew and Tristan Tate. But I do know one thing: this millions of people fan base that claim that they are proud and loud about supporting Andrew and Tristan Tate's movement aren't visible anytime anybody asks them to step up and show their face. Now, arguably the worst part about all of this is not the fact that there weren't too many people that showed up to a protest. It's the fact that Andrew Tate left his community, the top G community, the red pill guys, in the hands of some of the worst people on the internet.
And the truth of the innocence and the reasons why they should be released will be so overwhelming. And if we lose, then we will go straight to President Trump's office. And we will say to him, I understand we have a long and lasting relationship with the United Kingdom, but don't forget that relationship started when we took their tea and threw it into the damn water. Don't forget that relationship started when we launched a revolution against that stupid king and his stupid wig and that.
Why does everyone think, when they think of UK, they think of tea? Just because we drink tea. What? So America doesn't drink tea? I could say a lot of bad stuff about America, but it won't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, the only reason America and England have a relationship is because we spilt their tea into the water. What?
country.
Is he a lawyer or a content creator? Like, why are you referencing the Boston Tea Party and the kings of the revolutionary era back in the 1700s when you're talking about whether Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate are supposedly people who are doing these terrible things with women and children? Can you keep your eye on the prize here, buddy, and not try to get on AEW? It's not just the fresh and fit boys, Myron and Walter, and it's not just Justin Waller, who Andrew Tate has left to defend his name in the public and galvanize the truth. He has established a crackpot team of legal experts, one that only rivals O.J. Simpson, in an attempt to get him out of jail. I mean, these guys are as sharp as a tack, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think that I can stress how worried I am for the state of Florida, city of Miami, the federal government, and what they're going to have to put up with, because this legal team they're on it. I swear to you, they are on it.
Don't forget that relationship started when we launched a revolution against that stupid king and his stupid wig and that godforsaken country.
Now, obviously, lawyers...
Sure, you know, if they actually get extradited, the way they're talking about England's kingdom is mad. You get me? That government is gonna annihilate these two, bro, just because of their lawyer. Their lawyer is moving crazy
all the time. I don't think it's strange for them to be answering some of these questions. Have you obtained proof of life? You know, talk to them, see how their headspace is doing, all that stuff. That's your job as a lawyer. But it looks like their lawyer is more concerned with becoming a main character. Look at how he's like intentionally going for these jokes because he wants Buddy in the free hug shirt to cheese it up and laugh.
And yeah, this, yeah, that, yeah, this, you know, all fat gut hanging over his belt. They're all a bunch of fat asses in there with no life, and they're all broke and they hate us. And that's just the way it is.
He's more worried about impressing these guys and playing the court of public opinion for ultimately losers who are going to ride for Andrew and Tristan no matter what, than doing things that, I don't know, would probably help them get out of jail, like painting them in some sort of good light publicly. But ultimately, you just look like one of the D-bags who was on their payroll and who acts just like them. We've seen recently in court when it comes to Achud the Builder, how these actions from your team outside of court can help play into how the judge accepts narratives and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's a great idea for these dudes to be going around gallivanting and having the greatest time with Myron and Walter from Fresh and Fit, trying to get the laughs and chuckles from these idiots on the street as a way to get, you know, these guys out of jail if that's their ultimate end goal. But I had to look into this lawyer a little bit deeper to figure out who he was, because he came off clout chasey, and you got to trust your gut on some of these things. When he comes off clout chasey in these interviews, then you've got to assume that in real life he's clout chasey as well. Andrew Tate's lawyer's name is Joseph McBride, somebody who has taken on some pretty notorious and infamous cases in recent times. He was the guy who supported and decided to take on the defense for Richardo, Big O, Barnett, whatever his name is. You know, the guy who was in Nancy Pelosi's office during the January 6th expedition coup on the Capitol building. Now, this guy Barnett, with the help of Joseph McBride, went to trial and was convicted on all 8 counts. But at the end of the day, Joseph McBride still got that look, right? And then there's Keith Rainier, the founder of NXIVM, who also Joseph McBride decided that he was going to be a lawyer for. Now, Rainier has an interesting storyline, but McBride publicly questioned the FBI's work and argued that prosecutors had not proven every element of the crimes beyond a reasonable doubt. You're probably asking what Rainier was being put on trial for. He was ultimately a cult leader, somebody who was into some of the same things that their guy Andrew Tate is being put up on trial for: the trafficking, the exploitation, the children of it all. And Rainier ultimately got sentenced to 120 years. Now, I'm not trying to say that...
What? This lawyer's 2 biggest cases failed both times, and Andrew Tate hired him.
Bomboka!
McBride's the one who's gonna take Andrew and Tristan Tate to the gulag. Literally, he might as well have physically dragged them into a prison cell.
Pride is a bad lawyer at all. What I'm trying to say is the optics of it all. Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate decided to go get a lawyer who has been responsible for defending a guy on the January 6th trial, and for this guy who is a cult leader. I mean, if you're walking like a duck and quacking like one, you might as well go get a duck farmer.
I did believe at the time that Andrew Tate was innocent, but as I looked into it more, probably guilty of a lot of these things.
So from the protesters to the vocal supporters like Myron and Walter, all the way up to Andrew Tate's lawyer, it looks like this is a clown show for the Tate brothers. And it's a great thing that it's now being called out by Sneako. For the past few years, Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Myron, Walter, Justin Waller, and anybody else that is still associated with the Red Pill movement have been put to question over the validity of their takes and their thought processes and reasoning and advice, and to the validity of the Red Pill movement as a whole. People question if these people were actually getting any help, if there was any real brotherhood behind it all, and in a situation in which they could have proved that there was some sort of camaraderie and strength in numbers and power in what they were actually teaching, you actually get a 30 people shit show of a protest in support of a guy who has a lawyer who is looking for the optics and look of it all in order to make his name big, while Andrew and Tristan Tate are behind Miami bars. Tate obviously still has fans, but the movement is not what it was. And I think what makes it worse is that the person who ushered in this movement to a young and unexpected audience has left, has excommunicated from it, is disavowing it. I don't think people realize how much of a role Sneako has actually played in bringing these losers to a young audience. And again, I don't, forgive him or forget about all of that, but it is a great deal that he is actually addressing these things now and saying the loud part out loud. The Red Pill is dead. It's over with. They're not amusing anymore. You see commentary channels stop making videos about them. And every single time they are being displayed is more so from the POV of people clowning them. Not necessarily for the bad takes about women, because we know that they don't actually deal with women in that way, but just the links that they go to show how embarrassing of a group and a movement they actually are. So it is great to me that Sneako said that the Red Pill is actually dead. But it's funny though that the protests look like its funeral in real time.
So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, man. Would you have attended that protest? Like, bro, if if we know 100%, yeah, that this guy is fully guilty. There is no videos, there's no proof showing that he's done any of the madness that has been related to him. No one's speaking about him. Just the government. It looks like the Matrix is attacking him. Even me, I'll be on Andrew Tate's side. The videos that have come out, just go on Reddit and type in Andrew Tate's name. Go on X and type in Andrew Tate's name. Bro, there's literal videos of him saying the mad thing. Okay, saying it is much different than doing it, right? But he's even done mad things on video, which shows like an underage girl like doing, get me, on mad things, bro. Like, I don't want to say specifics, but yo, guys, you know what I'm talking about if you are invested into this case. Obviously, me, I was, because I was a supporter of Andrew Tate, you know what I mean? Because he seemed like a good guy. He was viral. He seemed like he was saying the right things. Then more and more stuff started coming out about him. Then, bro, I did a whole U-turn, fam. You know what I mean? Even after, like, just after he turned Muslim and that, I thought, like, when he turned Muslim, I was like, yo, this guy's actually going towards the right path, innit? Maybe changing his life. Then after that, he started like talking about mad things, like, still talking about the mad things that he was talking about even after becoming Muslim, not changing nothing, talking about casinos, girls and all sorts. Like, bro, the way he was just talking, I was like, yeah, this guy definitely, he did the Islam thing for a trend. Allahu alam, like God is all knowing. He might have changed for the right reasons, but in my opinion, it looks like he's changed for the wrong reasons. You don't really see him talking about Islam like that no more, holding a Quran in his hand, like promoting it and stuff like that. You don't, innit? Because, bro, you get me, it's not benefiting him no more. At the end of the day, this is what I think about Andrew Tate. Let me know your guys, and let me know your thoughts on this case in the comments below. We're still waiting for him to get extradited, so we'll be keeping you guys updated. Let's go.